Hello everyone. So today I will discuss with you yet another topic on research methodology, and that is citation and references. Now, this is a very common problem regarding how to cite or refer for the first time researchers. So that is why I have come up with this topic today, so that the dilemma regarding citation and references, what is the difference between them, what is the difference in the styling of both, when and where to be used, that is made clear. So this is just the first part. So there is a second part which will be coming up. So let us start with what is citation and what is references. Now, first, let us see what is a citation. So, when we say citation, so when we borrow a concept from a book, or it can be a journal article, or anything which is published for our work, then we must cite the source in the text itself. So, that is known as citation or citing. See, over here, I have given you an example. So, this is a citation or citing. Because this whole concept from starting to here, this is not your concept or not the author's concept, whosoever is writing this whole text. It is not that person's concept. So that concept has been taken from a certain published work, and that published work is this person. So that is why, since the idea has been taken, so when the concept has been taken, either this can be a book or a journal article, magazine, etc. So we must cite the origin of that concept. So this is the example of within the text. You are citing it within the text. This is the whole text. So you are citing that within the text. So when we write, citation is always given inside the text as in the format as I have given. Now, what needs to be cited? There are various things which needs to be cited. So what needs to be cited? First of all, passages, like in the previous slide, you had seen one passage. Now you cannot, first of all, entirely copy paste that passage. That is called paraphrasing, and details about that can be found in my earlier topic on research ethics. But you are paraphrasing that passage. Still, the concept is not yours. So you need to cite, give acknowledgement to the author. If you are reviewing, you can, if you just check internet, you can see various review works. So if you are reviewing other people's works, then you are taking concepts from them. You are reviewing other people's works means you are taking their concepts. So you are reviewing their concepts. So you must cite the reviews, particular reviews. Now, when you are relying on another person, supposing your point of research, your stream of research, your field of research is almost similar to another person. That means you are relying on that another person. That means when you publish some certain things, then obviously you will be publishing, you will be taking certain concepts from the original person. So you are relying on the other person for your inspiration. So you need to cite that the person's works. You are using your fellow students' works. If that is published, then you must, of course, cite that. Now, if you are using your own work, should that be cited? Yes, of course. If your own work is published, anything which is published, and you are using your own prior work, then that must be cited. Over here, see, I have given the example from my own work. So this from here to here is the original, whatever was given in the published paper, and this is my authorship. So you can see over here, so I have given this citation. But supposing in some other work, I am keeping the concept same, but I have paraphrased the entire thing. You can just check that I have paraphrased the entire thing, but the concept and the meaning is same. But I have not cited because it is my work, so I have not cited. Either I have forgotten to cite or I have done that purposefully. Now, this should not be done. This comes under research ethics. So, you can again, I repeat, for this research ethics on the various types of plagiarism, because this comes under plagiarism. On the various types of plagiarism, you can again refer back to my previous topic. Now, over here, I should, although I have paraphrased the entire thing, but since I have kept the meaning same, although this is my own work, but still I have to cite it. And how I will cite, I have already given example. Now, this is not the only way how to cite. We will see how there are various types of citations. Now, these are the various citation styles. Now, there can be one author, there can be more than one author. Supposing there is only one author, then you give the surname. We don't use the first name. You just give the surname and the year in bracket, or the surname, comma, and then the year. So it will be, so if I am supposing for here, I am giving example from my own work. So I have given my surname in bracket the year, or I can write it as my surname, comma, and the year. If there are two authors, then how do you do that? Then either you write and, or you use this and symbol. So there are again two ways how to do this. Either you write it as this Mitchell and Smith within bracket 2017, or you write Mitchell and Smith, then over here, when you write Mitchell and Smith, then you can also write as, so instead of 2017 in bracket, you can write it as comma 2017. Or you can write it as, instead of Mitchell and Smith, you just give this symbol and then within bracket, the same thing. If there are 3, 4, or 5 authors, then you don't need to write all the names of the 5 authors. What we do is that we write, supposing I continue with the same authors, Mitchell, Smith, and Thompson within bracket 2017, or you can write Mitchell, Smith, and you can give the symbol and Thompson, and then you can write as 2017 within bracket, or you can write Mitchell, Smith, and Thompson, comma 2017. And there are more than 6 authors, or there are more than 4 authors, then you don't need to write all of them. Just write the first author's name like this, Mitchell et al. 2017, or Mitchell et al. Within bracket 2017. For both these, I will give you an example. See over here. Suppose you are writing in continuous. So it will be, for example, I have given over here Chaudhary et al. 2018. Defined relief ratio as basin relief to basin length. So over here, you are giving it as continuous. So in that case, you can give 2018, or you can give this within bracket 2018 depending upon the style of the journal. You can either keep it as like this, or what you can do is that you can what you can do is that you can keep this within bracket. You can keep this within bracket depending upon the stylization of the journal as to match this format. So when it is in continuous, so you can give it as like this. But if it is discontinuous, so you give the concept over here. The concept has been given. Once the concept has been given, then you within bracket you give whosoever has from wherever you have taken the reference, so you give the citation like this. So I hope this much is clear. Now, what is referencing and bibliography style? What do we mean by that? So when we say references, it is a list which is usually given at the end of the document. at the end of your article, at the end of your chapter, research chapter. So over there you give the entire all the various details. You give the entire details. I will show you the examples of that. This is generally given, so references are given at the end. So over here you have the details of all the works that you have cited, not just the name and the year. All the various other details will also have to be given over here. So in the citation, you just give the surname and the year. But in references, you give several other details also. Citation is given within the text and references are given at the end of the document. So this is the major difference. So remember this. Now, when you give references, there are two styles how you give it. Either you arrange it alphabetically or you give it as 1, 2, 3, 4, like how you have used it in the text. So whosoever, whatever citation you have given it at the first, maybe that comes with Z, but still, and then maybe comes B, any citation comes with B. But since you have used Z, alphabet Z, whatever, so that will come first. So it will come serially how you have in the order, how you have placed in the citation. In the bibliography, so what is the bibliography? It is the list of all the books or the documents or all the published materials that you have used. Maybe you have not cited, but you have used for your research, for your publication. So the entire thing, whether or not you have cited or not, but you have taken reference, you have used ideas. So the entire thing will come in your bibliography. So that is the difference between reference and bibliography. Whatever you have cited will be, you have to put as references. Whatever you have taken idea from, whether or not you have cited or not, that will be in bibliography. So that is the same thing. The citation tells the readers where the information has come from. That is the author and the year. In references, you give all the details about the sources. Now, in referencing is a method, it is defined as a method of your acknowledging the ideas and materials we utilized in our assignments. It is also a technique which is used to show your readers that you have done an adequate and complete literature search and read the right materials. Because generally when we do research, our guides always tell us, do literature survey first. So whether or not you have done literature survey, a proper literature survey will be proved by your references. So that is referencing. So citation and references, these are the two components in the referencing formats. I have already given you example of citation and this is the format for referencing. So over here you are seeing not only the author's details, the author's surname also, initials also. Earlier you did not have initials. Here you are having the initials also, the year also. Then you have, this is the paper title, the paper title. From where you have taken it. This is an edited book, from where you have taken it. The details of that book, from where it has been published, who is the publisher, and the page numbers. So this is how it should be referenced. So in referencing, you give the entire details. Now, you may want to know that what is the need for referencing? Now, referencing is a way in which you give credit to the writers from whom you have borrowed the words and ideas. So, because if you don't give credit, that will come under plagiarism and it will go against publication ethics. Now, when you are citing some particular scholar or some previous work, you're actually acknowledging and respecting the intellectual property rights of that researcher, because your work will be your own rights, intellectual property rights. If anyone is using your works without acknowledging you, that means that person is not respecting or infringing your property rights. So that you don't infringe on others' property rights, so you must cite that. It is also a way to provide evidence to support the claims that you are having in your assignments. Because, see, when you are doing research, you need to support your views with already published or accepted views on the same. So, in doing that, you are actually strengthening your views. Otherwise, you can also fall in plagiarism charges. And by citing earlier works, you are showing that you are already aware of the field in which you are operating. You are not a novice in that field. You already know that what are the works which has already been done in that particular research area. So you know the research lacuna in that field. Then, through references, the readers who will read your works, they will trace the source of the information which you have used. And through that, you are actually standardizing your works. A paper which has got less references, which do not have references, is not a standard work. So remember that. So what are the types of references? The types of references can be journal reference, book reference, internet references. And when you give references, these are the various elements which must be present in the reference style, which we will see. Now, in the style of references, now in today, we will just look into this in journal references. As I have told you that this lecture has got two parts. So in this first part, we will just look into this journal references. Now, what are the various style of references? These are the various styles of references which are followed, and that is the Harvard style, American Psychological Association, that is APA style, the Modern Language Association or the MLS style, the Chicago style, and the Vancouver style. Let us see. In the Harvard style, it is where is it used? It is generally used in the field of economics. And it is also used in the various disciplines across the universities of UK. And then we have, what is the style, how the style goes? So then we have the author's name followed by initials. So you have the author's name followed by initials. Then you have the year of publication. So year of publication in bracket. Author's title with single quotation followed by full stop. So the article title followed by full stop over here. Name of the journal in italic. So you have this in italic. This is the journal's name. The volume followed by comma. So this is the volume plus the issue. If there is issue, then of course you have to give the issue also. So the volume and the issue followed by comma. And then you have the page number. So you have the page number over here. Sometimes if DOI is available, then you give the DOI. And how do you cite the same thing? This is how you cite it. The citation is Hoffman. So since this is the first name, so the Hoffman, and then you do what? Hoffman, comma, 2016. So this is how it is cited. That is Hoffman, 2016. Next, you see the MLS style. In the MLS style, where is it used? It is also known as the Modern Language Association. And this is generally used in the various humanities disciplines. So journals which focuses on humanities or various disciplines of humanities, they will be using this MLS style. So each and every journal will have their own style. It is not necessary that several journals will have the same style. So how is this style? So over here, you have the first name, the author's last name, and the first name. In the previous, we did not have this. So the author's last name, Davidson, and then we have Clare. And then we have the title of the article in the double inverted comma. So you have the title of the article, and then which is followed by a full stop. See over here, followed by a full stop. Then we have the journal or the magazine or the newspaper title in italics. So over here we have the journal or the article, journal or the magazine, etc. in italics. And then you see a comma over here. So there is a comma over here. And then publication information such as volume, issue, date, page number. So over here you will have, instead of giving just the numericals, here we give the entire thing, volume such and such, number such and such, and the date, the year, the month, etc. is given in detail. And then you give page numbers as PP followed by a full stop, and then the page number. Again, if you DOI or URL is available, then you give the same. And over here, how do you cite? You cite it with the author's last name, that is Davidson, and the page number from which the quotation has been taken. So this is how in MLS style, the citation is done. Next, the APS style. This is quite famous, the APS style. So the APS style is also known as the American Psychological Association. And this was designed for use in psychology, but today this is widely used across various disciplines, especially the social science disciplines. So generally, most of the journals, they are generally following this APS style. However, before submitting to a particular journal, it is always recommended you just check what style they are using. But generally, for your dissertations, for your PhDs, our Indian universities, we are using APS style for social science, at least. So how is this done? So over here, you give the author's name. So how is this done? So over here, you give the author's name followed by initials. So I have given the author's name. So there are two authors. I have given and followed by the initials. Then the year of publication followed by full stop. The title, this is the title, which is again followed by a full stop. What is the journal's name? This is the journal's name, which is in italics, which is then the volume, and then this will be followed by a comma. And then the volume and the issue number. So the volume number and the issue number, if available, in comma. Then the page number. You don't give PP over here. Direct, you give the page numbers. So the page numbers over here. And how is it cited? It is cited like this, how I have given. So I hope the differences are getting cleared. The various differences are getting cleared between the various styles of citations and referencing. In Chicago style, this is generally used in the science and the social science again. So here, author's last name and the first name. So you have given the author's last name and the first name. Then you give the article's title in double inverted comma. So you have given that the same in double inverted comma followed by a full stop. Then you give the journal's title in italics. You have given such in italics. Then you give the date. Then you give the issue and the number. So the issue has been given and the number in this format how I have given, not within brackets, issue and the number. Then you give the date. Date will be in bracket. And then you give the page numbers in this style as has been given. If URL is available, you can give the URL. And how is the citation given? The citation is given like this. The Naylor, there is no comma, no nothing, Naylor 2018. Just follow these reference styles. Then we have the Vancouver. Now this Vancouver style, this uses a citation sequence system. That means references at the end of your paper are numbered in the order in which they were cited in the text. Remember, I had told towards the start of this lecture that references can be given in two styles. One is in alphabet wise, one how you have cited in the text. So in the Vancouver style, uses the second option, how you have used in the text, not alphabetically, but how serially you have used it in the text. So in the order you have used in the text, you don't need to worry about alphabetical order. How you have used in the text in the same serial wise, you will be using it. So that means over here, you need to give such superscripts. So this over here, author or author's last name and initials, so last name and initials has been given, which is separated by a comma and then or a space and then ended by a full stop. So over here, two authors separated by a comma and a space, and when all the authors has been given, then you put a full stop. Then the article title in sentence case. So you are giving the article title in sentence case, which is followed by a full stop. The journal title will be in abbreviation. You have abbreviated the journal title, which is again followed by a full stop. Publication year, followed by a semicolon. Journal volume and issue number in this style, as I have shown, which is again followed by a colon, and then the page number, and then full stop. So this is how the Vancouver is done. So for over here, see, I could not give a supers in this thing. In PowerPoint, I could not give a superscript. So it should be in this format actually. So instead of one over here, you have to keep the one over here, just over here. Similarly, the one instead of here, the one will be over here, hanging, in hanging condition. So over here, this is how the references was done. In the reference, in the list of references, you give like this. So for example, if something is starting from, if you have given something starting with Z and that is in 2, so you give that in reference style. Supposing something is starting with B and that was used after Z, so you give that as 3. So although Z alphabetic wise, this is not correct, but then we don't see that in Vancouver style. We just see how they were, in which serial that was used. So, and in the citation also, we just give the citation, whatever we have to write, we write that, and instead of writing dash and dash, comma, the year, the author's comma year, we just give as 1 or 2. The second will be as 2. So we don't give the entire thing. Just we give, so supposing, I just go back, in-text citation won't be like this, like Chan et al, etc. It won't be like this. In-text citation will be, if this is the first, see, this is first, so this will be 1, this will be 2. You don't give the entire thing. Over here, this will be 3. So I hope this is clear. So you don't give the entire citation. You just give the numbers. And based upon the numbers what you are giving, you just so based upon the numbers what you are giving, this is in-text citation. So this is the main important thing, the serial wise. So you don't give the entire thing. Again, I am repeating, you don't give the entire citation, the entire name and the year. You just give 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. And based upon that 1, 2, 3, 4, you give the reference example. So this was all. I think this is clear to you, the various styles of referencing. If you have any question, you can type down. Thank you.